to the second part of our lesson. This segment is on antonyms. So, what are antonyms? Antonyms are words of opposite meaning. Antonyms are words of opposite meaning. Anto means opposite, then nym means word. So together, antonym means opposite meaning. So words of opposite meanings are called antonyms. So let's take some examples. Above, below, present, absent, scarce, abundant, attack, defend, and so on. Like we said for synonyms, almost all words have their antonyms. Almost all words have their opposite. So, any word you can think of has its own opposite, has its antonym. There are so many words, we can exhaust them. We can take more example like poverty, prosperity, permanent, temporary. I want you to think of your own examples and write them down as we go on with the lesson. How are antonyms formed? Antonyms are formed by adding a prefix to a word. The prefix you add to the word can make that word to become an antonym, become the opposite of the initial word. For example, if we add the prefix D to ascend, it becomes descend, which will be the opposite of ascend. If we add DE and we remove the A in ascend, we now have descend, which is the opposite of ascend. That prefix has changed the meaning of the word to the opposite. And there are so many prefixes that we can add to a word to get the opposite of that word. So the first one I would like us to discuss is DIS, the prefix DIX. Now, for example, when you have the word advantage and you add DIS in front of advantage, you will now have disadvantage, which is the opposite of advantage. Add DIS to words like comfort, you will now have discomfort, the opposite of the word comfort. If you add the same prefix to honest, it will become dishonest, which is the opposite of the word honest. You can add this prefix DIS to as many words as possible and you will form their opposite, their antonym. Another prefix that I will want you to take down, look at, is the prefix IL. IL. Now, when you add the prefix IL to the word legal, you have illegal. When you add that same prefix to legible, you will have illegible. When you add that same prefix to a word like legitimate, you will have illegitimate. I'm sure by now you have guessed that IL, that prefix IL, seems to be added to a lot of words that start with the letter L. Right. If you've guessed that, then you are right. Another prefix we will look at is IM. IM. When you add this prefix IM to words like balance, you have imbalance. If you add it to words like possible, you will have impossible. If you add it to words like pure, you will have impure. If you add it to words like passable, you will have impassable. You add it to words like modest, and you will have immodest, moral, immoral, and so on. So I want you to think of your own examples and add this prefix. Please take note of them as we go on. Now, you can add the prefix in to some words, and then you have the opposite. For instance, accurate, inaccurate, adequate, inadequate, constant, inconstant, sane, insane, experience, inexperience, efficient, inefficient, famous, infamous. These are all antonyms because of the prefix that we have added. Think of some other prefix of your own apart from the ones that I have given. I've given you DIS, I've given you IL, IM, IN. There are other prefixes. I want you to think about them, write them down in the platform, and add words that will make them antonyms. Okay, like we did for the synonym, I want to show you some antonyms in the list form, in a chart form, like we did for synonyms. List of words for our antonyms. We have above, below, absent, present, achieve, fail, add, subtract, afraid, confident, after, before, beautiful, ugly, and so on. I would like you to look at this list and write down as many as you can, and even your own examples. Okay. Now here are examples of synonyms and antonyms. Please take a good look at the words and write down as many as you can. Okay.